Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. It has been a long time, a very long time. It's probably been close to 2 years since I last filmed a video for YouTube, which sucks because I really do love YouTube. I've always wanted to get into YouTube, and when I started it, things just changed so quickly. Like, we sold our house, we built a new house, real estate completely took off for me in the last year and a half, which I am beyond thankful for. I'm so thankful, and knock on wood, it stays like that for the rest of my career. But yeah, I really didn't have much time to do YouTube. It is something that I am honestly very passionate about, and I really do want to make the time and maybe have a little bit better time management and plan days where I will sit and film videos. If you follow me over on Instagram, you know that I have been on this weight loss health journey. I started in about January, and I started by posting pictures every time I was on the treadmill and saying like day 1, day 2. And I honestly thought people didn't care and that they were gonna just start unfollowing me and being like, nobody cares that you're exercising, why are you sharing this? But I started getting a few people reaching out and saying like, what are you doing? What are you eating? How are you losing weight? Are you doing this? So one day I ended up posting like a poll or something and said, would you be interested? And I was shocked. There 100% said yes. It did end up changing, like when it was close to the 24-hour mark, to one person saying no. And I was like, is that an accident? Or are you just the one person out of like 100 people that said no? So I was honestly really shocked, and I was like, oh my gosh, people actually do really want to know. So okay, here we are. I did post asking where people would prefer to see it, and a lot of people overwhelmingly said Instagram Reels, but I just figured this video is gonna be so long. We're gonna do YouTube. I wanna get back into YouTube anyway, so this is kind of the perfect way to bring it all together. So I do have my phone because I do have some notes on my phone. Otherwise, I will forget everything. So I was always really skinny my whole life, developed a stomach, decided I want to get in shape when I was about, how old was I? 23, I think. I was 23. And this was probably the only time in my life when I wasn't a kid where dieting and exercising had worked for me. So the things that led to me losing a bunch of weight in my 20s, they were not good. They were very bad, to be honest. I was in a really, really bad spot in my life. I was so depressed. I wasn't eating. Like, I would wake up and have a fruit bowl. I don't remember eating anything else all day until supper before I went to work at the bar. And I would eat, one day I would have Swiss chalet. Swiss chalet is so good. The next day I would have sushi, which is my favorite. Oh my God. But this would just keep alternating like every day. So that's basically all I was eating. I was exercising a lot. I was probably exercising 3 hours a day, all cardio. I was running. I had like this punching bag thing. I was using that. I was running. I was skipping. I was doing whatever I had to do to get very skinny again. And then I did some other really bad things. A certain family had a weight loss pill, so I started taking those, and I did lose a ton of weight. I got back down to probably I want to say like a 0 maybe. I was very small. It was crazy. Like, people knew that something was going on. I mean, anybody that knew me personally knew that there were a lot of things going on in my life that were changing. So they were like, okay, well, this makes sense. But I had a few people be like, are you taking something? Are you taking like diet pills? What's going on here? Because you lost so much weight so quick. And I was going to LA a lot at the time, and yeah, I'll maybe insert some pictures. But so I started losing a lot of weight, started taking these pills. They made me so sick. I remember being at my family's cottage one day in the summer, and I had taken the pills, and I almost fainted. That happened probably a couple times, and I was like, this is not good. Like, what is going on? I stopped taking them, was going out drinking all the time, so like things were bad. Like I was just going to bed at like, I would get off work from the bar, go to bed at like 6 a.m., sleep until about, oh my god, 1 or 2 in the afternoon, get up, have my breakfast, which was the fruit bowl, eat something like the sushi or the Swiss chalet, go to the bar, eat a hot dog after work, and then go home and do it all over again, or go out partying and stay up late all night. Anyway, things changed. Started dating somebody, which is Kyle, who I am still with and adore him so very much. So things changed. You get comfortable with somebody, and after a while you start to let things go. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we started eating junk food all the time, just not exercising, and that was over the span, you know, like we've been together 11 years, 12 years? 2011, 11 years, okay. Anyway, so then we had 2 kids. So to my point, I ended up gaining quite a bit of weight. I went from being, when Kyle and I first started dating, I was 100, I think I got down to 108 pounds, 105 at my lowest maybe, which is crazy. Like when I think about it, that's, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine being that small again. And then to my heaviest being 160 pounds, which for me is a lot, going from being skinny my whole life and then in my 20s dropping back down, and after having my 2 kids, 160 was a lot, and I couldn't believe it when I stepped on the scale. I was shocked. It wasn't so much, I mean, yeah, obviously I did want to look better. There were times where I'd look in the mirror and I would be like seeing all this body positivity stuff. So I'm like, yeah, you know, I don't look that bad. It's not too bad. Like, I'm okay. And then there would be other times where I hated looking in the mirror. I hated it. I would just be like, you look, I don't even want to get into it because I wasn't nice to myself at all. And I don't think anybody should treat themselves that way. So anyway, but what really started it this time, like I had tried to lose weight many times before, like yo-yo dieting, going on kicks where I'm like, I'm gonna lose a ton of weight. But the problem is I never ate properly, ever. So I would exercise for a while, no problem, but I wouldn't see any progress because I love food, like love food. And I would still eat the way I was always eating. So obviously nothing would change because diet is definitely a huge part of it. So it got to a point where I started to just feel very sick, like all the time. I would wake up and my body would be so sore, things would ache, I would feel so lethargic, so lazy, so exhausted, just depressed. I just really did not feel good. I would go like up our stairs and be out of breath, and I'm like, this is not normal, and it's you cannot keep going on like this because you are not going to live a long, happy, healthy life and get to enjoy it with your kids and your family. So finally I was like, something needs to change. I need to lose weight. And I guess this is where we get into the journey. So the first start, I think, was the first week of January, maybe? I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look that up because I am curious. But a friend of mine was sharing on Instagram stories of her food, and she was like saying stuff like Weight Watchers, something X amount of points, and I was like, oh, she's doing Weight Watchers. I'm like, interesting. I had never done Weight Watchers before, and I didn't really know too much about it. But I honestly thought it was like something from ages ago. I didn't think it was still like a thing. Like I remembered seeing their commercials, and I think we even had like a Weight Watchers clinic here maybe. So I don't know, I didn't think about it, and I was like, oh cool, like she's doing it, that's really neat. I was like, I should check this out. I checked it out, and they were doing a special. I can't remember how much it was for, but it was like very cheap, like very cheap. And I was like, yeah, why not? Like, who cares? It's not that much money. Like, let's just do it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So I signed up for it. I signed up, it must have been just after they started this new plan, because I hear people talk about their older plans and they were like color coded, I think, like blue and green and purple or something. When I signed up, it was this whole new system called, I think it's called Personal Points. I don't know if I should go too much into Weight Watchers on this video because there's a lot that I could talk about. So maybe I'll save that for a separate video and do like a whole series kind of around this. So I joined Weight Watchers and I tried that out. I think I lasted 2 days maybe. I lasted 1 day following the whole plan and I was like, I am starving by the end of it, and I just blew through the points. I was like, holy crap, how do people do this? I was so hungry. I tried again the next day, couldn't follow it, blew right through the points again. I was like, yeah, no, this is not working. Like, I don't know what to do. So anyway, I gave that up. I was like, I'm not doing this. So there's this girl I follow on TikTok, Mari Juliet. She's amazing. I'm obsessed. But one thing I would always notice about this girl, like, her skin is like flawless. What the heck is going on? What is she doing? And she would always share that she was drinking celery juice, and she would say that that is what made her skin look amazing. At the time, my skin was like, it was insane. Like, I have rosacea really bad, like right here, kind of where my glasses sit. And then sometimes I get it like up here, and it was like so bad at this point. And she was drinking it every day, and I'm like, maybe it works. Like, I don't know. So I was like, let's give it a try. I want to try it. So I started drinking celery juice, and within a couple of weeks, I noticed a huge difference in my skin. It was crazy. It worked so well. And I also feel like I started to feel more full, like I wasn't hungry all the time. I would start my day off with a glass of celery juice, and I just felt like I wasn't starving or like craving things like I usually do. Like, usually I would wake up, and this is so insane, I would have like a big bowl of cereal, and not like healthy cereal like Cheerios. I would have a giant bowl of Captain Crunch, finish it, be like, I want more. So I would have like a little more, or a different kind, like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh God, I do kind of miss that. And then after that, I would still be hungry, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm starving. So I'd have a piece of toast with butter, and then still kind of be starving. And like, just working from home, some days I'd be snacking all day long. It got out of control. It got to the point where I was out one day and I didn't want to make supper when I got home, and I was like, let's go get Wendy's. I am embarrassed to say this, I'm not even joking. I ordered 2 things of chili fries, a large french fry, a junior bacon cheeseburger. There was something else. What was it? Oh, I ordered a Frosty, but the kids ended up having it. And I ate all that by myself in one setting for supper. 2 chili fries with cheese, a junior bacon cheeseburger, and large fries in one meal. Then the next day, I decided, damn, that was so delicious yesterday. I want to do it again today. Went out and did it again. I woke up the following day and felt so gross, like just so sick, not feeling well, just so blah. And I was like, this needs to stop. Like, I don't know what to do anymore. It needs to stop. So I decided to try Weight Watchers again. I feel like the celery juice is the #1 game changer. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like that is what really did work with making me feel more full, and not crave all this junk like first thing in the day. I feel like that was a big part of what has really finally started to work. And then came the Weight Watchers the second time around. I tried really hard to take it seriously and to not blow through my points. And like I said, the celery juice really did help with that. So on my plan, I get like bonus points for vegetables and stuff. So the celery juice every morning was actually giving me 1 extra point for the day. I honestly think it is such an amazing program, and I'm so glad that I am still doing it, and it has really helped. Celery juice, the Weight Watchers, there's an app with the Weight Watchers, so being able to track what I'm eating and how many points I have, I think really did help, because I'm like, oh, okay, I thought that I could have like a piece of bread with butter and then have like a coffee with my favorite sugary syrup and then maybe like a snack of potato chips, and I'm like, oh wow, no, I blew through my day's worth of points. And I started incorporating better foods and, you know, seeing how changing that and still having points left over, that really did help. This has also been a really big game changer, my Apple Watch. I got it for my birthday in October because I found I needed it for like driving when I was doing like longer drives for clients for a while, and I felt like I was missing out on emails and texts. So at least this, when I'm driving, it can tell me and say like, you have a text, and I can pull over and read it, or like even talk to my watch and respond. Started to see things about people like sharing their fitness on there, like their friends, and I was like, you can be friends on your watch? Like, what is this? So I started adding some people, and it was just amazing. Like, I could see how much they were working out and how they did for the day, and they could see what I was doing, and people were like cheering me on. I'm like, this is so freaking cool. Like, this is awesome. So I started to really get addicted to this because it'll tell you to like close your rings. So basically you like track your activity. Your goal is to close your rings for the day. So I started to get really hooked on that and seeing myself do it all the time. It was really cool and motivating. And then I kept hearing about people saying like walk 10,000 steps. So I was like, well, I want to walk 10,000 steps every day. So I really started to include that too. The watch made a huge difference. It was great seeing my progress, great seeing what other people are doing. You can challenge your friends on the watch, which is super cool. I still don't think I've properly figured out how to challenge somebody. I don't know. So exercising, a lot of people ask, what have you been doing for exercise? I don't lift weights. Everyone gets at me. They're like, you should be lifting weights. You'll notice a huge difference, especially Kyle. I will eventually. This may sound dumb, and I know it's kind of counterintuitive. I feel like I want to get to a point where I lose the weight I want to lose first, and then maybe start doing weights and incorporate that in. I don't know. I know that sounds weird, and that's just like a mental thing to me. I don't know why. I would really try to do the 10,000 steps a day, and I think that's what led me to the treadmill. I was like, okay, we have a treadmill. I've had it for 15 years. I just didn't use it. So we were like, let's go downstairs, start exercising. Kyle and I started exercising together, which made a huge difference. Using the treadmill every single day, that has been such a game changer. I got Kyle to go out and buy a TV, so he mounted a TV for me right above my treadmill. It makes such a big difference for me. I know some people say they can't watch TV while they're working out. I like it because it keeps me distracted. If I don't have something like that, I'll just stand there and be like, is this over yet? Is this over yet? Oh my God, it's only been 2 minutes. With the TV, I watch like YouTube. I watch like Mr. Ballin tell like crazy stories and like eerie things, or Allison. Oh my God, my brain is just drawing a blank right now. What's wrong with me? Her days in the life, all that stuff. Another thing I really got hooked on lately, which sounds insane, is what I eat in a day videos. I don't know why. I'm obsessed with watching them while I'm on the treadmill, and I'm like, oh yeah, that might be a good idea. And it doesn't make me crave things, which is weird, but I'm like, oh yeah, okay, cool. It's oddly satisfying. I was using the treadmill every single day. Every day I would take a picture when I'm on it and write day 1, day 2, day 3. And that has really helped me. I love seeing it. I love looking back and being like, oh my God, it's been this many days. They're not all consecutive days. It's not that I'm doing it every single day and being like day 39 in a row. There's definitely been days where I haven't done it for like 2 or 3 days. But I like to see, I don't know. It may sound weird, but I like it. It works for me and it keeps me motivated. On the treadmill, what I like to do is I set it to 10, which is the highest it'll go for incline. And then I set it to 3. My girl Cam told me about this, what's it called? 12-3-30. You have to look it up. It's supposed to be amazing. My treadmill doesn't go to 12, so I set it to 10. I was gonna try to start doing that, but basically you're supposed to do it at an incline of 12 at a speed of 3 for 30 minutes. I I couldn't get past 2. So what I do my own version. I'll do it for as long as I can, which is about 2 minutes. And then I'll go drop it down to no incline. I'll keep it at 3. Then I'll put it up to like 5. I'll jog for as long as I can, probably like 2-3 minutes maybe now. Then I'll put it back up to like an incline of 5, and I'll do it as not on 5, but I'll do it on like 3 for as long as I can. And then I just kind of keep doing intervals like that. And I don't know, I found that has been working very well for me, and I really enjoy it. I started with, I think it was, I was doing 20 to 30 minutes every day, with, like I said, some days a day off or maybe 2 days off. But I did really well. I kept doing it for a while. Then I got up to like 60 minutes. So now I'd say on average, I do use the treadmill at least 5 days a week, sometimes 6. And then I do it for like 60 minutes on average, which probably sounds like a lot, but I really enjoy it, and it makes me feel very zen. It makes me feel happy, and I just feel good about myself, and it helps me get my steps in. And like I said, 60 minutes is not just jogging for 60 minutes. There's a lot of like just walking at 3 with no incline. Some other exercise that I do, sometimes I like to do skipping before I use the treadmill for like a minute. I can't do it for very long, so I try and do it for like as long as I can, and then I'll do the treadmill. Another thing that I've been doing that I really love and that has been working, I find very well, is Chloe Ting. I did try the 2-week shred. I think I only did it once or twice, and I was like, this is impossible. And like I said, my stomach is my problem area, so I really wanted to tone that up. So I started doing her 2 weeks abs, and I love it. Like, it's great. I was doing it every night, with like maybe a night here or there where I didn't do it, but it's like 10 minutes long, I think. It'll kick your butt for sure. It really does. But the fact that it's only 10 minutes, it makes me feel like it's attainable instead of like a 30-minute video where I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't do all of it. There's a lot of times where I'm just laying there and I'm like, is this over yet? All right, so we talked about the celery juice, Weight Watchers, how tracking helped, keeping track of my points. Another thing that really helped with that I love is I can plan the next day ahead too, so I can see like, oh, okay, well, if I eat that, I'll have this many points left, and then I can really use those for like a good snack or like something late at night that I'm craving. Kyle's journey. So I think Kyle had started a little bit before me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. And then once I got into this, we started doing it together, and that made a really big difference. I can't tell you like how much of a difference that made, because if I was ever being like, I'm gonna eat healthy, and he wouldn't, and I would see what he's eating, I'm like, can I have a bite? Can I have some? And then I would just get off track. So having him really following this too, like his own weight loss journey and working out journey, has really, really helped. And we like keep each other motivated. We're like, are you gonna work out today? You wanna come downstairs and exercise with me? It makes a huge difference, and it's just so nice having a little partner to exercise with. Even though I like hate going to the gym, I've never been a gym person. I always want to do it solo with no one else around, but I don't mind if he's down there. I love having him around. And then of course, him not eating junk food around me does help. He has cheat days on Tuesdays, which honest to God, I'll tell you, they suck for me. I hate Tuesdays and being with him on Tuesday, because he's like, oh, I'm gonna go get McDonald's, or I'm gonna go get a donair. And I'm like, can I just have one little piece? And next thing you know, I'm eating, wanting to eat something else very bad. So that is hard. But I have been doing really good with it, and I'm very surprised. So another thing that has really helped has been photos and measurements. I wish I had taken more measurements, and I didn't. I don't know why. I don't know why I thought that measurements wouldn't help me. Instead, photos would. And I feel like I got that backwards, because I feel like I look at photos sometimes and I'm like, I don't look any different. Although other people that look at them, they're like, you look so different, it's crazy. But with the measurements, I'm like, what? I went down 2 inches? Like, how? This is insane. That I do wish I took more of the measurements, but it has been helping, and I'm going to continue to take them now. And then same with the photos. Like, as much as I may not notice it, someday I'm going to do like side by sides and see if I do see a difference. Another big thing has been scheduling meals and meal prepping. That would be a big problem because where I'm a realtor, I'd be out driving around for work and I would be like, oh my God, I'm starving. Oh, okay, well, there's Wendy's or McDonald's. Let's go get a burger. Oh, I want nuggets. I want fries. I don't want to go home and have to cook. So now I really have been making the time to make healthy meals, make them ahead of time when I know I'm going to have a busy day. Now I pack like 2 meals and a couple healthy snacks to bring with me so that if I do get stuck in a situation where I'm out and I'm starving, I won't end up going for fast food. That has been very helpful and a big game changer. It's crazy. Because yeah, anyone that knows me, like, they know I'm going for junk food. And if it's around me, I will eat it. So if I end up packing something to have with me for those situations, definitely helps. I feel like like I said, I think that the celery juice was the biggest game changer. But if I look at it overall, like all the times I've tried to lose weight, it really is what you're eating. It really does start in the kitchen, like people say. Like I said, I worked out for like so long before and I wouldn't notice a difference at all. I wouldn't lose anything. And I'm like, why is this not working? And it was because I would not change my diet. Once I really did start to eat better, that's when I noticed a huge difference. That's really what I think started to help me lose the pounds, was eating healthy. And I honest to God every day think like, I have no clue how I'm doing this. Like I said, like I feel like I was addicted to food. Like I love food. If we go out to eat, I'm laughing because anybody that's gone out to eat with me, they're gonna be like, yep, she's not lying. I would order 2 apps, an entree, definitely dessert, most of the time a dessert to take home. I would always leave with like containers of food. I'm not kidding. And I would eat it over the span of like 3 days. For me, there's no such thing as moderation. Like honestly, people would be like, oh, well, you can still eat chips, but you just don't have to eat the whole bag. And I'm like, but I will. I don't know. Like I can't just have 1 or 2. They're like Lay's. You can't have just one. Like I'm eating the whole freaking bag. And I've tried like the moderation thing. It does not work. It does now, but I try not to eat that food to begin with because I am a little bit worried that it will balloon out of control. And sometimes I do notice that if I allow myself a little treat of something that is pretty bad, that I end up either craving it for the next few days or just having more of it than I should and getting close to blowing through my points, which I don't want to do. So eating healthy, I feel like I can't even begin to get into that too much because it will be, honestly, we'll be here forever. Like we really will. I'll have to do a whole separate thing about that because there's a lot to it. But I am very shocked with how well I've been doing with food, and knock on wood, it stays like that because honestly, I wake up every day and I'm like, is today going to be the day where I'm like, no, I'm over this and I want my junk food. Yeah, I don't know how I don't eat junk anymore. Like it's honestly mind-blowing. 2 of my cousins' birthdays just passed and we always do a family dinner. So like at family dinner, I did have junk. We had pizza, we had cake, obviously. You can't have a birthday without cake. And it was so delicious. But I did very well with my moderation, which I was shocked at. The first time was hard. I think I ate a few pieces of garlic bread instead of just 1. It's so good, oh my God. But I also like, I don't want to live that life where I'm like, I have to measure everything and I can never go off track. I can never eat another sweet or piece of cake or junk food in my life. I want to be able to enjoy these things, but like still be healthy. I don't know. I'm still trying to find the balance. Still trying, but so far it's been working. Another thing that I think that made a big difference, we started playing Just Dance as a family, which again, if you follow me on Instagram, you know, because I'll share my stories about it. It's hilarious. I love Just Dance. Love it. We are absolutely obsessed. So obsessed. It's so much fun. We went on this kick where we would play it every single night. Kyle was off for like, oh my God, how long was he off? Over 2 weeks. Because like COVID situations. We didn't have COVID, but we thought we were in close contact and we for sure thought we had it. So they told him he couldn't come to work until like, I don't know, 10 days had passed. Anyway, Kyle was off for like 2 weeks, so we were playing this Just Dance pretty much every single night for hours, like hours. We were obsessed. We still play it probably, I think we play it together maybe 2 times a week. I play it probably 4 times a week. I do love it. It's a lot of fun. It's honestly so much fun. You just dance. But I think that really does help you lose weight. Like you're just dancing and burning calories and get your steps in. Honestly, it does. You do get your steps in on some of the songs. Some that they're like hard. Some of the songs are very hard. And it's a lot of moving, but it is so much fun. I highly, highly recommend getting Just Dance. Another silly one that I think has been a huge game changer is the Wii. We love our Wii. The thing's so old. We just brought it out like at the start of this journey. But it tracks your weight and your BMI, and it does like you put in a weight goal and it'll tell you if you're keeping on track or not, and it'll show you on like a map, like it'll go down and it'll be like you've lost this much in this amount of time and you're on your way to meeting your goal. Good job. It's funny if you if you gain weight, it'll be like, what's wrong, Amanda? Have you been snacking lately? Have you been eating late at night? Well, that's another thing. When I was doing Weight Watchers, so I would have like my last meal, supper, and we would end up finishing around like 6:30, 7. And then I found I wasn't hungry, which sounds crazy. It sounds so crazy. Like I stopped eating a lot of carbs and I would be eating like a lot of veggies, which I love veggies, but it kept me full, so I wouldn't have like a snack for bed. We stopped with that, which was huge for us. Like every night we would go to bed with like a bag of chips, popcorn, cookies, like honest to God, everything and anything you can think of. Like I think they're still up there. I would have a bag of Doritos in my nightstand. Oh my God. Have anyone seen that TikTok of the bedside cupcakes? That's me. Bedside cupcakes, bedside Doritos, bedside cookies and candy. But I started cutting that out. We stopped doing it because I just wasn't hungry. And after a while, I was no longer craving those things for bed. So I think that made a really big difference too. I guess I was not, without meaning to, kind of fasting because I wouldn't eat the snacks. So supper would be done at like 7. I would wake up in the morning and around like 6:30, get the kids ready, have the celery juice, and then I would go down and exercise. I have to exercise in the morning. If I don't exercise in the morning, it will not get done. I just won't. Like if things happen throughout my day all the time where someone will call me like, oh, this and that, you need to come do this now. I want to see this house now, or can you come for an appointment? Can we have a meeting? There's lots of times where my schedule will change very quickly throughout the day. So if I don't exercise first thing in the morning, by the time I get home, sometimes I'm just exhausted. And I'm like, it's 9 o'clock. I am not going to exercise. It's not happening. I'm definitely one of those people that has to do it first thing in the morning. I haven't done it yet today, but I think my steps are pretty good, so I don't know, we'll see. I might try and force myself to go down there and do it to feel good about myself. So yeah, so I wouldn't eat after 7, not because I was like, you're not eating after 7. I honestly wasn't hungry. It's weird, and I'm honestly confused. I don't know. I'm hoping this can last and that it's not just some weird thing that's like, I don't know. We'll see when we're away in Hawaii without having celery juice every single day, if that makes a difference. And honestly, in Hawaii, I fully plan to eat whatever the heck I want whenever I want, which may make me fall off track, but so be it. I've never been. The food looks amazing. I have like hundreds of things screenshotted on my phone where I'm like, we're having this, or I guess I am. I don't know if Kyle will. I'm just gonna check to make sure I'm not forgetting any questions. I feel like I probably am. And this is probably gonna end up being so long. I'm a little bit nervous. What are you doing? How? I need to know how you're losing weight. I'm struggling. I have been struggling for a very long time, and so I feel you. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Like, this is crazy to me that I've been able to last this long. Typical workout routine. I did go through that. What I eat in a day. I will do that separate because it honestly, I feel like there's just so much that I could do separately to help keep this a little bit short and sweet. So for those of you that have hung in and watched the whole thing, I love you. I love you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I guess that is everything. If you have questions or ideas for other videos or things that you want to know or anything that I might have missed, feel free to message it down below or DM me on Instagram. Just let me know and I will try and respond. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all and I hope to see you for the next video. Bye!